You take this phone and like every time you have it up, you're not present. It's impossible to have this up, filming something and be present. Welcome to Empowered Homefront Podcast, where we talk about health, wealth, and relationships. And let's not forget about the most important one, and that is faith. Because I believe that we all have been lied to, and we're going to skill stack our way all the way to success and bring you on the journey with us.
So, how do you feel about busting out your phone and filming in public? Because people walking in stores and they're just like, "Ooh, come with me as I grocery shop," and this is blah blah blah. I get you need to make content, but I stopped going to this one gym because it was nothing but people with tripods. I have plenty of amazing times with my family going out and doing stuff, and we're laughing, goofing it up. And I'll take pictures here and there. Like we went to a park with a little pond, and it's like during the summer here in Raleigh, it's packed. Like you're nut to butt walking in this place. And it's got like a choo-choo train that goes around the whole park, and it's got like a bunch of different climbing things. And we took pictures, but I don't know if it's like a judgment thing where it's like, oh, people are going to judge me for like recording like a video or something. But at the same time, like I can't stand when people have stuff out like that and they're doing it. I guess it just depends on the setting, you know?
I think it's like the whole respect thing, man. Like,
Yeah.
there's always a double-edged sword to every little thing, It's just like, okay, well, this person's got a tripod set up and filming her butt, but like, is she posting on? Is that the way she makes her living?
Yeah.
Like I don't know, but then it's like, okay, well, you got a tripod set up and filming her butt, and like she just likes the comments and like she likes the attention.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's the opposite side of things, like, okay, like if you're gonna do that kind of thing, like maybe you should come at like low traffic hours,
Yes.
or something, right? But then, okay, well, maybe you got a full-time job and like this is the best time you can do it. So like you just show up and like this is important to me, so I'm gonna get it done.
Yeah. I try not to, and I battle with I try to think that good people outweigh bad people in the world and that good intentions outweigh bad intentions. Cause I think that there are more people that aren't malicious than there are malicious. But at the same time, everything you see plastered everywhere, when you see nothing but they're all like 20 and younger doing it.
Yeah.
I don't see older people doing it, like people like mid-30s, like our age doing it. And I sound like a fucking cranky old boomer saying it, like back in my day, you know?
Hey.
Yeah, shaking my fucking stick
Everything's
out.
always harder back in the day, It's crazy.
Yeah. But like, that's why I don't film. Like, I have like this little stand that I have my iPhone on because that's what I use for my camera. Like, it's a perfect thing that I can keep steady. I hold it in my hand. Like when I go out in the backyard and I was like filming that auto suggestion video that I do, which by the way, I went back and looked at it and I was like, good Lord, like my editing skills. It's funny. Like I love the journey of like that kind of stuff. That's a different topic, but even bringing that to places I feel subconscious about because I don't want people to, because I don't want to be on somebody else's camera. I don't want to be, and it's public, so like there's no rules, like you can film. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know.
You take this phone and like every time you have it up, like you're not present. Like it's impossible to have this up, filming something and be present. Impossible. Like it doesn't exist. Now you can be present in capturing the moment, but it's impossible to be present in the moment. And
Yeah.
like that's a struggle, dude. I think we all have, like Christmas time, dude. Like like every present, like, taking a picture. And I've done this before, like definitely done it, but at the same time, like after I've done it once or twice, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
And my dad's the world's worst about this, dude. Like, no joke. The kids, like, I'm trying to teach them how to use content and not to be used. And my dad, dude, he takes so many pictures and it's important to him to take pictures. But then those pictures just store up in his phone and never do anything else with them. And dude, they looked at how many pictures he had, and it was like over 50,000 pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, what are you going to do with that?
See, so the thing is, I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, I remember how ecstatic my parents did the same thing when I was a kid. Like, no, 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 don't open that present yet. Let me get the camcorder. Yeah, they loved it. Like, no, 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 go ahead. And we used to have a stack like in on our entertainment center, like where we put the VHSs. There was just labels like Christmas of '93, Christmas of '94, like Easter, and that was their way of capturing moments of us as a kid. And I guess using our little devices are the same thing, but
Yeah.
it was all hard copy.
Yeah, I find it so interesting, man, because I
But I don't do it as a parent. Like Erica's like, why don't you take pictures of me and Axel? It's like, I don't know. I don't think about it. Like,
because I want to be present in the moment,
yeah.
like this is so I'm trying to make content, right? Like right now, the only reason I'm doing this is because I'm trying to make content because I have a message that I know it can help people, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to improve my delivery on it so I can get it out there and people actually want to hear it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I know it's value, and I know people need to hear it. I wish I would have heard it at an earlier age, and now I've got to make content. So like again, double-edged sword, dude. Like if you're sitting there and you're recording every little thing that happens, do you have intentions with that? And what we found, this is like the really eye-opening thing for me. Like I mentioned my dad's got like 50 something thousand pictures and videos on his phone, and he'll scroll back and look at them every once in a while probably, but like what's the point of having that many pictures you know
Especially if they're just the same thing over and over again.
yeah, and
Mhm.
and then is there any quality to the pictures, right? I mean, this is a big thing that I really try to focus on, man. It's just like, are we taking quality pictures and videos, or is it just like, oh, let me get this moment, let me get that, let me get this, and then like the only thing you was present in was actually taking the pictures. But what I want to share is the process and the journey that I went through to figure out how to create content. And I'm sitting here still learning in the journey now and trying to figure out how to create good content. But you look back and you're like, okay, well, we did this. This was a big event, or this was a little event. Let me use that. And then you go back and you look at that video. You can't do anything with it. But then I discovered A roll and B roll.
Yeah. You showed me that.
Yeah.
I know. The thing is I didn't know the terms,
Yeah.
but I've made it myself in the past, just joking around,
Yeah.
you know? And when you started getting me involved and you were like, hey, A roll, B roll, A roll, B roll, like say we do a podcast episode, like we did many times, where it's like, hey, like I don't think the message was good. I don't think it provided value, but save it because there could be some B-roll content that we could slap some video over it.
Well,
Just
it's history, right? And that's the thing, because like right now we're in the journey. It's
Mhm.
like, are we at the bottom of the mountain, middle of the mountain, or top of the mountain, right? Top of the mountain means that we've already done something. We already accomplished it. And now we're just spreading the word to help other people get to the top of the mountain. Middle of the mountain, like we're in the journey, right? We're doing the thing. We've already accomplished some things and we're still doing it. We're learning. Bottom of the mountain is like we're deep in the process of the bottom of the mountain. We haven't got much success at all, but like I'm interested in this and I'm going to take you on the journey as I learn this thing, right? And I've got like multiple things where I'm at the top of the mountain and the middle of the mountain, and then like bottom of the mountain, definitely content creating, right? I'm at the bottom of the mountain, content creating. It's just everything I see and learn. It's just like, what do I do with this? Well, it's content. I just got to say, hey, this is what I discovered, A B roll. And when I discovered B roll, I was like, oh my gosh, these 50,000 videos that my dad has, well, I can use them for B roll in a product or in a video content clip, whatever that is. And I can put it in the background, and it'd be really interesting if I overlay it with A roll, which is the message.
Yes.
Right. And like that was huge. But
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
my dad didn't take those 50,000 videos and pictures, then I wouldn't have anything, right?
Mhm.
Or it would be what we have. But like, you know, you get my point, yeah.
Yeah, you showed me, and I want to pick your brain a little bit about this more. I wrote down something I want to ask you because before you mentioned, I don't know if we were recording at the time because we you just shared a lot right there, and like it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like when you go into those talks, it's got like a ton of bricks. And I'm like, what did we talk about 10 seconds ago? Um, but being in the moment when you're actually making that content,
Yeah.
said something about your present. What did you say? You're present in the moment, but you're not like partaking in the moment. Something like that.
No, you're present in taking the moment, right? So like when you're videoing and you got your phone up, you're present in capturing the moment. It's like my camera right here, right?
Yeah.
As soon as I hold that up, I'm no longer in focus.
Mm-hmm.
Now my camera is in focus because my camera is present in the moment. I am not. I'm behind the scenes and I am only present, meaning like I'm going to remember what's inside of this phone,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then we get lost. And then we're like, "Man, I don't remember that."
Okay.
I don't remember my son's, you know, first walk or first steps or first call. Well, that was because he was too busy playing Candy Crush, you know, and he was trying to get back to the Candy Crush game.
Yeah. Let me. So you answered part of it. So in the content creation, because obviously there's a lot of stuff that I think we don't think would be good stuff to film throughout our day.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of stuff that we think that is good stuff, but it's not. So my question to you, and I want you to elaborate on this, is taking into consideration content creation for Empowered Homefront. We use Powered Homefront for example. What you just said about being present in capturing the moment instead of actually just sitting there and observing it and being a part of the moment. How do you choose what to record? Now, let me hold on. I'm not finished yet. See, I know I was going to get you with this one.
Yeah.
How do you choose what to record? So for me, my next big thing as a dad, I'm gonna use me as a dad for example, is when Axel takes his first steps and walks. Now, I want to get that. I want to get that memory, like, or I would love to. I want to say I would love to get that memory on camera because that is a huge milestone for his development.
Yeah.
However, if I say I want that on camera, do am I going to film it? Is Erica going to film it? If my parents are around or her parents, are they going to film it for us? Or do we all just set it down and go, hey, I remember when you did that at 15 months? Because you know what I'm getting at? Because like that is something like how that is something that I constantly battle with because I'll have to send you the video when we get off of here. But Axel was in this toy car and he climbed up over it and he's like bowed over it, like the side of the car, and he's like dangling on both sides. He doesn't know which way to go. He's teeter tottering.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, and he falls over and cracks his face and he gets up and looks at us and goes, heh, and like laughs about it. And Erica got that on camera. We're both sitting on the couch watching, so you don't want to disturb him because he's exploring, he's developing his brain, his motor skills.
Yeah.
So I think stuff like that is like okay to like look at because we're not interrupting him because we want to see what he's going to do. But stuff like the walking man or like the first time like he says a new word and we're trying to dude, it's difficult. Like and most of the time I just put my phone down. I just put it down and go, you know what, I'm just going to play with him because at least I'll remember this, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. This one, this concept, man, is like really difficult because like double-edged sword, right? Let's look at it from both sides of the spectrum. One, it happens. You don't catch it on video. And because you don't catch it on video, you're in the moment, you're present, you're super excited. He sees that reaction, you see that reaction, your wife sees that reaction. Like you are in the moment, you know, and everybody just feels it. But yet you're not going to remember how Erica reacted unless Erica overly reacts and takes away the attention from Axel, right?
Mhm.
But then you're not going to remember if how Axel responded unless Axel is the one who has the most energy during that time. Like, whoever has the most energy is what you remember. Like, you remember energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Quantum physics, right? Like the whole wavelength thing where like we're all connected, and like you just really focus on energy. It's um like to I don't understand quantum or any of this stuff. I just heard it and made sense to me. And the way they explained it is like if you drop a rock in a pond, or let's say you drop 3 rocks in a pond, those rocks are just rocks, right? They'll never touch, they'll never meet, they'll never see each other, they'll never hear each other. But the waves that they create will collide,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's the way we are as humans and intellectual beings. Like, dude, like we definitely put out energy that's definitely connected. And like, if your mind thinketh, then your mind will concede it. Like, you will make that happen, right? So like that's a wavelength. And what I'm saying on the wavelength is like, even with Axel, like if he's walking and first time, he doesn't even know he's excited, right? In the moment, like he's kind of like, oh crap, like this is new, right?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't realize that's a huge like stepping stone, right? It's kind of like the first time you do something, right? Like you don't realize how big of the deal it is until afterwards. But
Mm-hmm.
everybody around you that's waiting for you to accomplish that thing knows it's a big deal. Right. And those waves, man, they come back and forth. So now, like, if you're present at that moment, now you take that away and you slide something in between that moment. Right. Now you've got a camera and you're holding up your phone and you just detached yourself. You just detached your energy from sharing it with Axel. And now you're sitting here and you're like, okay, I want to make sure that I get it in frame. Okay. I got my sound on. Okay. Yep. I got that. Oh, Erica or my wife made a reaction. Let me go over here. I'm gonna get that. And like, dude, like your wavelength like stopped. Like, what waves are you putting out? That human connection is broken.
Yeah, you made me think real quick about that. Is I have looked at videos and pictures and stuff, and I've gone, when did I take this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I lose complete touch, and then I go, I really don't need this.
Yeah.
It's cute to have those things like pictures and stuff like that. Like on my phone, I look through my phone and I dump it sometimes just because there's too much stuff on it. And
Yeah.
I only keep certain amount of pictures of like things that have happened. Like, yeah, I have pictures when he was an infant and he wasn't doing anything
Yeah.
like fresh born and stuff. But I have more pictures of that because I saw the progression of me going from, okay, he's just kind of sitting there, to now it's like, all right, now I'm chasing his ass around all the time. And I do. I set everything aside and I'm like, I'm gonna get you. And he's in his little walker running around.
Yeah. Yeah, dude,
And
I think it's awesome, dude. Like, just hearing you talk and like, I mean, you're a new dad, less than a year, and like you're actively trying to be present. And to me, it means the world, because whenever I first had Kaylee, like, dude, I was always a good dad, but at the same time, I made a lot of mistakes with Kaylee that I didn't make with Jackson. Right. I made even more mistakes with Tyler. And dude, like, you looking back on it, like, I'll never get that time back, you know?
Mhm.
And what I mean by the mistakes is like, I chose to do other things than to do those things with them, like I was young in the Air Force and everything else. Family still important to me, kids still important to me, but yet I wanted to also do these other things.